Yo, am I like tripping, guys? Or is there like a massive double standard, mass psychosis going on with Battlefield compared to Call of Duty? The amount of double standards for Battlefield versus Call of Duty right now just seems astronomically nuts. If what was happening in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launch was happening in Battlefield, you'd have like 50 videos by dudes like Blame Truth and Fooly and you're cinema crying and complaining like as if someone just came over to their house and shit on their couch. It's crazy, man, because there are serious issues with Battlefield 6. And the funniest thing and the craziest thing is just one simple problem happening right now with Battlefield 6 that would completely destroy any Call of Duty. If what was happening in Battlefield 6, you would have everybody making a video talking about how shit and bad and this is so horrible and it's ruining Call of Duty, but yet it's happening in Battlefield and no one is saying anything at all. And it's quite simply this. Skill-based matchmaking, manipulation, is in Battlefield 6, but yet Call of Duty, which apparently was the biggest complaint to me, like for me at least, and for most of you watching this video and the YouTubers that you watch, Sam, Blame Truth and Fooey and Rick and those guys who complain about Call of Duty every day, the biggest complaint was skill-based matchmaking, and you too, I see in the comments, engagement optimization matchmaking and all the manipulation that goes on behind the Call of Duty matchmaking system. Well, that is in Battlefield 6, but yet it is not in Call of Duty Black Ops 7. But as it is right now, I just want to make it clear, there is really no server browser. All the matches disband after every game in Battlefield 6 because there is skill-based matchmaking in these games. Call of Duty, once again, listen to the community, and maybe because of Battlefield 6 popularity, they're trying to do everything they can to keep the Call of Duty player base up. Regardless, it doesn't matter the actual motivations behind it. Call of Duty no longer has skill-based matchmaking officially in Black Ops 7, but once again, Battlefield 6 does. Oh, also, Battlefield 6 has bots. Like in the multiplayer. Just want to let you guys know there are actual bots when you play some of the big maps, big player count games that don't fill lobbies. Apparently they put bots in there. If that was happening in Call of Duty, man, people would lose their fucking minds. Like, what is going on here? Another thing as well, you have to be online to play the campaign. And when people got Battlefield 6, they tried to play the campaign and were met with queues to play the campaign. Keep that in mind again. Like, if that was Call of Duty, where someone paid $90, $80, or whatever it costs, wherever you live, to play Call of Duty, that you had to be perpetually online, and before you could even play the campaign, you had to sit there and wait in a queue to play a game that you already played. To play the game that you bought, you now have to wait. Like, this sounds like the worst launch in Call of Duty history. Like, honestly, like, the amount of double standards and the gaslighting that has been going on in the Call of Duty community has just fucking completely melted people's minds that they don't really see this. And I know, listen, some of the stuff that is happening, the developers said they're going to fix it. Well, that always happens in Call of Duty too. 9% of the problems usually are addressed, except for like the skill-based matchmaking, which has been addressed now in Call of Duty and apparently is going to be gone. But 90% of the problems in Call of Duty usually end up getting patched. But then more problems obviously happen. That seems to be the go-to now with gaming in 2025. Modern gaming seems to be shit and doesn't seem to even run properly, which makes no sense. I thought we'd be technically, logically better off in the 21st century rather than how gaming used to be, where you just be able to buy a disc, put it in your damn computer, put it in your console, and press play and play the game. Now you get a disc, or you get to download it, you got to update 40 million things and press R to restart, and restart requires update, and you don't even get to play the fucking game, and you have to be online perpetually to play games. So things just seem to be getting worse all around. But let's just talk about another problem, which is like crazy. Like, okay, inconsistent bullet spread. Like I said, this is something that's going to be addressed. The developers already talked about, and everybody sucks them off like as if they're somehow amazing human beings and amazing developers. They said like, oh yeah, well, the inconsistent bullet spread, which is like what Call of Duty developers do. But like, could you imagine playing Call of Duty and mention the problems they have already? If Black Ops 7 comes out and you have skill-based matchmaking back in it and disbanding lobbies back in it, and then you also have to be perpetually online. You have to wait in queues for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Some people couldn't even get online. Like, let's keep that as well, real as well. The Battle Ops 7 beta went off without a hitch. And I know as well as I'm making this video and I'm listening to myself speak, I know the cope is going to be a tu quo fallacy kind of arguments in the comments down below. Instead of addressing the problems I'm bringing up, you're just going to make excuses so that you can make yourself feel better. Like, you're a COD still. You're just nothing but a hater. You're just jealous that you just don't know how to play Battlefield 6. Is the type of shit I'm going to hear. But let's just keep it real here, guys. Let's be honest with each other. This is a massive double standard. Anyways, back to the point there. Inconsistent bullet spread and bloom. Like I said, they said they're going to fix this. So that means, for those of you who don't know what's going on, when you shoot your gun, if your bullets are supposed to be going right here, like that's where you're pointing, they actually go like this all over the place. There's not really actually consistency of where your bullets are going. They don't go where you're aiming. It's kind of luck a little bit. I think it's past 20 meters. Short-term engagement, fights or whatnot usually seem to be working properly rather. But at a distance, there's bloom. Another thing too as well is like the time to kill is crazy inconsistent. And if you watch kill cams, which aren't really kill cams, but you can tell where the person killed you from, but it gives you like a little pause, like, oh, freeze frame. Like it's 1980s at goddamn some kind of dance disco tech. It shows a lot of the times for me when I've played this game, which has not been that much. I think I have 3 hours into this game because it just fucking sucks. And it's beyond me how anyone really likes this game because it's just a horrible Battlefield and it's not even a good Call of Duty. It's just, I don't know. Like, I honestly think everyone's just insane. Like, I really honestly, you like it, that's great. But for me, this possibly is the worst Battlefield I've ever played. And it's probably the worst Call of Duty I've ever played because it tries to be a Call of Duty. But if you noticed, when you're playing this game, you end up getting killed from behind walls. Like, I've been behind walls, like, worse than I've ever seen any Call of Duty. Like, I'm literally like 5-6 feet moving on to another objective because I PTFO, baby, and I'm dead. Like, how did that even happen? And the guy's like over here on this wall, and I'm way behind this wall, and freeze frame, he shows like not even close to where I am, and I'm dead. Makes no sense. Also, the maps, like, this is supposed to be Battlefield, and I imagine that's why a lot of Call of Duty people are liking it. And, you know, big ups to DICE and whatnot, because they're really trying to get the Call of Duty community to play this game, and they did that, and they sacrificed what Battlefield was, in my opinion. Like, I don't want to play Battlefield 6 to have a Call of Duty experience. I used to love Battlefield because, to me, as an OG, it felt completely different than what I was playing when I played Call of Duty. Now, honestly, I don't feel the difference. I feel like I'm just playing a less smooth, less, you know, I don't know how to say it, the words I'm looking for here, but I feel like, you know, I float, I'm not as connected. I just feel like it's a lesser Call of Duty with no kill streaks. And it's just fast-paced killing, small maps, most of the maps. There's a couple big ones, but even them are like small by Battlefield standards. And it's just really made to cater to Call of Duty morons that also, at the same time, are going to end up quitting this game. That's what's really going to be funny. Like, I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it again because I want this on this record as much as possible. This game is not going to last. I mean, it's not going to die. It's not going to be an extra fight and get canceled after 3 months. But the numbers you're seeing right now are, one, because there's no Call of Duty to play, and Black Ops 6 fucking sucks, all right? It's horrible. And so rather, obviously, you play Battlefield 6 over Call of Duty Black Ops 6. But when Black Ops 7 drops, and the new game comes out, and all the streamers and all their brainwashed fan base start seeing them playing that, they're just going to switch over, which, you know, is fine. But it's not going to last. And people are going to come to terms with the fact when this honeymoon phase ends that this game has so many problems. I mean, I don't know. That's probably the only problems I can really think of. There's more. There's more. I mean, like, you know, saying like also at launch, people couldn't even get onto the game to play it on the EA app. And they were unable to, you know, they're locked out for, you know, hours and a few days for that matter of fact, trying to play the game. But, you know, listen, if this was once again a Call of Duty game, this would be absolutely getting destroyed. Like, everyone would just say this is the worst game ever, and I'm not playing it, and this is the problems, and that's the problems. But because it's Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty rather, but a Battlefield, everyone, you know, just gives it a whole bunch of, like, you know, leeway. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. The double standards are just out of control. Because to me, this game absolutely sucks. And I'm like living in crazy town, man, with everyone saying it's so amazing and sucking it off like it's, you know, God's gift to gaming. But anyways, all right, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, or, you know, or not. Fuck it, I don't care. And but last but not least, and most importantly, stay black. Question authority and the hard cracker clean shapes. You have build movies, hard thinking, just 7 lists, judge, 27. The behemoth gorge, Alice with flat movies, fake. Alice Jones, Bay Helix, Forces of Frogs, gay white man. Bring you down.